Welcome, Ricky B. How are you,
What's
my
up,
friend?
buddy? I'm
All
doing
right.
well. I'm doing well. How
Yeah.
are you?
Excellent.
Very
Excellent.
good.
Excited about tonight's episode.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
we, we've been excited almost every week now for the past
Oh
few weeks. We've been on a
man.
hot streak here. I don't want to pat ourselves on the shoulder, but I think we deserve it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
it's been good. Life's good.
it is. It is exactly. I know. And actually, when I saw uh, the posting of certain items that we'll be discussing in just a few seconds, I think I messaged him before I finished looking at all the looking at all the posters. I'm like, all right, can we do this sooner rather than later? Like, let's go to. I know he's busy. I know he's probably got a whole tour going on, but we had to talk about this. I mean, it was
Oh yeah,
such an exciting
absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. Well,
You know,
without further ado,
yeah. Well, like we say that every time we have a guest, because I mean, to be honest, when we have a guest on, nobody wants to hear us go back and forth. It is what it is. They'd rather hear. I'm sorry, I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit there. They'd rather hear the person that we have on. So, with you said, without further ado, our good friend Mr. John Rivoli is
hey,
here this week to talk about some interesting stuff with us. How you
Hey,
doing, John?
fellas. Good. How are you? I was so happy to hear you say, let's just get to it. People don't want to hear us going back and forth.
Exactly.
I see these other podcasts that spend like a half hour with their nonsense banter that they don't
no.
realize nobody cares about.
No, exactly. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth,
Exactly.
especially when we have a guest. I mean, they want to hear when we promote it, they want to hear what you have to say, what you're talking about. They could hear Rick and I ramble on another episode when we don't have a guest.
No, you guys have that dead on. Good for you.
Appreciate it, my friend. So, like I said, you had posted, last week, and I appreciate you coming on with basically very short notice. I mean, we really appreciate you coming on like that.
Absolutely.
Well, we saw this little post of yours. What if Rocky were a real boxer? And I literally messaged you before I finished reading what you were doing. I mean, it was you had gone to the office previous and said, I have something coming up. And boy, did you hit a home run with this one, my friend. So I'm just going to let you go. Just give us some backstory on it. Give us some juice on how and why all this got put together.
Sure. Thank you. And thank you for those kind words on that. I think I kind of teased this a little bit when I was on your show last, that I had some things coming.
Yeah, you did.
In the 11th hour of being finalized and all, but this was that thing, one of those things I was referring to, so I think it was over a year. It's almost 2 years ago that I had this concept of what if Rocky were a real boxer, right? And I'm a big fan of Ring Magazine. I mean, it's all about art, right? Those covers are magnificent.
Yep.
Going way back.
Yeah, it's been around a long time, since the 50s here with Rocky Marciano on it. It's been around a long time.
Do you know it's the oldest publication in the country?
Oh wow, no, I didn't know that. Wow.
Older than the New Yorker. The Ring Magazine is
Really?
the oldest publication. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Real history there. So I've always been a fan. It was always around my house, that magazine.
Yeah.
Boxing House. Love the artwork. So I started thinking, wow, this is a marriage that needs to happen. That really hasn't touched on yet. I knew they did some photo stuff, but to actually bring art to it, like in the vein of what a Ring Magazine cover would be, right? So I sat there thinking, well, okay, so Rocky's a real boxer, right? And I am sitting in an office in 1975, and my boss knocks on the door and says, hey, there's this new unknown guy who's getting a shot at the title. We need to introduce him to the world. Work on a cover, That's kind of where it started.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. And that was with this first piece right here, The Unknown. So clearly, yeah. I mean, that classic shot,
gorgeous, just gorgeous.
In the correct shorts at the time,
Yeah.
That he had on, but it's so perfect because. I intentionally didn't put him in boxing shoes. I kept him in those low top sneakers just to really emphasize who is this guy, right?
Yeah, sure.
Coming out of nowhere. It kind of adds to the whole romance.
Yeah, it does.
Picked out of a hat, basically, by Apollo Creed, right? And that's where it started. And I did this first one. I looked at it for a while and I was like, this really looks cool. So what do I do here? So I was like, I got to represent every fight. That's what I'm going to do. So I just kept it going. Like, all right, so if Ring follows him through all of his fights, so the next one would be the actual fight with Apollo, right? And this one, by the way, seems to be the most popular piece. This one is the one that's just flying out the door.
Flying out, isn't it?
Really?
You know, yeah, I didn't know that it would be that way. But I guess people love those banner images, you know, from the arena. I guess they just love them, and I painted them, and you know, and I fixed his shorts and all that stuff, you know, to make it more accurate and things. But so that, you know, that's the fight, and then I don't have them all displayed here, but then I get into the rematch, you know, with him and Apollo, and then Clubber. Yep, there's the ultimate rematch with those guys.
What's really cool about these, John, and I'm sorry to interject, but they seriously have a 70s feel.
They do.
Cover. I mean, it looks like if it looks as real as it could be. I mean, it's amazing on how you captured that decade. Yeah,
that was what I was trying to do. Obviously, you know, to get those kind of bright but muted colors at the same time. It's a very interesting palette that happened. And even in that Rocky Marciano one you showed earlier, that's a whole other way of approaching it, where it's really faded out, you know?
Right.
Everything is really aged and faded out, but in the 70s and 80s, it still had brightness to it, but it's not like today where it's really slick and all that. So you're kind of trying to capture that feel that we had back in the day. So I'm glad that you picked up on that.
It's amazing.
And then I moved into this fight with Clubber Lang, right? The South Side Slugger. So it's, you know, the banners that they used to do on the covers that you see on the bottom there. And then just, you know, I mean, they were known for that circle that was on most of their covers, you know, which was really cool. And I made sure I got all the dates, the months and years correct by checking with the boss to make sure everything was right, you know.
Nice.
And then we go into the Russian
fight. I like the title across the top. I'm sorry, John. Can Rocky Balboa regain the title? Love it.
So this awesome. This issue is clearly, you know, before the fight, right? To build up hype of what's coming with the fight. And then the Drago piece, showdown in Moscow.
Love it.
Yeah. These are just
Member of 85.
Amazing. These are just beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
They really are.
I remember when I finished this set and I sent them to Sly, and he just really went bananas. I knew I had some. He just really loved it. He was like, "Oh, there's so much you can do," and I hadn't done Balboa yet. So it was his idea. That Balboa one, Rick, that you have behind you, was my original one that I did, and that was completely Sly's concept, because he loves that film, as you know. That's
of course,
arguably his favorite.
My favorite too.
He told me exactly what he wanted that one to be like. So that was his concept, and he liked it so much. As you know, he posted that. As soon as I sent him the finished painting, he posted it. And then I was just inundated with people who wanted to buy the original. And I didn't know at the time if I was going to be able to do what I wanted to do with these. So I sold it. So I sold that original painting.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
A guy drove. You told me the guy drove up to pick it up from you.
He did. He came in from Connecticut. He drove in to get it from me. And so I was like, all right, well, that's okay. You know, so I knew it. Whenever Sly posts something, you know, people want to get it from it. They want to jump on the thing, you know. But so as an asterisk, so you have it there because I made you one thinking I was going to be making these, but I didn't. So you have one, and I have one,
and you have one.
For Sly. So there's 3 of these, and that's
awesome.
it. That's it.
When you told me that the other night, I mean, I was like jumping up and down. I'm like, oh my God. You have no idea.
That is pretty damn cool. I mean,
you have no idea how happy you made me. I was like,
well, Rick, you contacted me at the same time as this guy who wanted the original. You both came at me at the same time.
Yeah.
You wanted a print. You're like, are you making prints? I was like, well, I'll make you one, you know?
Yeah.
Because I already had it prepped to be able to do them, So I was photographed the painting. It was, retouched. It was all set, So I made it, but I had to redo.
It was like you said. He posted it, and I, excuse me, I saw a quick flash of the painting, and I was busy, so it kind of escaped me. And I think I spent a good half an hour later there looking for it, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until I finally found it. So I'm not very phone savvy,
Yeah.
So I finally, and that's when I hit you up like right away. I'm like, I have to have that.
Yeah. I love that one. That's, I just love the way that one looked because that was a later one. So I changed it. It's got the different logo at the top. It's a little bit cleaner. It has a different feel than the others, which really feel retro. This one's a little different. We're starting to kind of pull out of that 70s, 80s feel, So it's different than the rest of them.
Well, I can tell you that every one of those posters, we were talking about this beforehand, they will find a home down here. Absolutely.
Yeah, you make room. Make room.
I'm going to have to. Well, what you said about rotating made sense. I'm like, okay, there we go.
Yeah, and when you see them, when you get them, the colors are even more accurate. Like when you show them on the screen, it's RGB, and the computer makes it brighter. And these really have that kind of aged, faded out thing. When you actually get these, Tony, you'll see, because you're getting them first. You'll see, wow, these really do look like they're from 75.
I can't wait.
No, they have that feel to it. But getting back to Balboa, so now all along I'm thinking, if I'm going to do this, I have to get permission from Ring Magazine. I can't just put these out there, It's copyright infringement. I know most of the world doesn't care about this, but this is the world I work in, so I have to care about this, I pay a lot of money to be legitimate and all that stuff, so I like to play by the rules.
Sure.
So I actually got to them through Nick Cordasco over at Sly Stallone Shop.
Okay.
Because he knows Oscar de la Hoya and has worked with him, and he knows the people at Ring Magazine. So I went to him, and he was generous enough to put me in touch with them.
Nice.
So I really, really am grateful to him for helping making this a reality and making this happen. So I touch base, but listen, nothing goes fast in this industry. Sure. I think we were negotiating almost a year.
Wow.
Rights to use this logo. And it's only because they're busy, they're promoting. So it's you're moving and then it stops. And you wait. And then you got to pick up again, and recap. And then you're going, and then there's another fight. So it just takes time. And then I eventually went out there. They're in LA, and I just flew out there and brought the paintings. I said, "Here they are. Can we please get this done?" And once they saw them, then they were really, really excited. So, I made the deal. So I'm official licensed artist for Ring Magazine. So now, there we are, me and Oscar. So that was the day that he announced it and unveiled this project to the boxing world at the press conference for the Haney Garcia fight.
Yeah.
So now I got this Rocky thing, and I got the Ring thing, and I put them together. So this is like, a dual license kind of a thing that I did, which I was really excited about because I had this vision of this thing, and I was able to kind of make it happen. I know MGM is really excited. They didn't know I was doing this. They're really excited about that. Obviously, Oscar is, because this is a whole new world for them. I think I'm their only license. I don't even think they, do this kind of stuff.
No kidding.
We're just scratching the surface of what we're going to do with this art. We haven't even gotten into how big this can be. And then just to get back to Balboa, so I have to replace that piece, Rick, that you have.
Yep.
Because I need that sixth piece. I need that, sixth poster to round it out because I wanted to get all the fights. So I had to repaint that one, keeping the same design, but I had to repaint the characters in there and everything, keeping the same thing. So that's why that one is slightly different. But
right. And, we did discuss that was the differences in the pictures, because at first I was like, wait, but then there are some significant differences.
Yeah.
And, but my favorite by all,
Yeah, and I didn't want to stray too far from it because I was so happy with how that one turned out.
Yeah.
And I wanted the world to see that one. So I tried to keep it as close as I could to that one, but change it up enough so that, the guy who bought the original, I don't want to take anything away from him. He's got that piece now, and that is what it is,
Sure.
So that was, kind of the brainchild of what I was working on for this thing for a couple of years to pull these together. And then it just, happened to coincide. So Oscar De La Hoya wanted to announce it. He's like, how do we do, when do you want to do this thing? He wanted to announce it for me because he's as excited as I am. So I had different fights to choose from that I could go to.
Oh my God.
But Haney Garcia was the pay-per-view. That was the big one.
Right.
And he's in my backyard. It's literally one train stop away.
Right.
Okay, we're going to do that one. So it was fantastic. It was last week on the 18th was the press conference, and it was fantastic because they had the stage where all the fighters were, and they put all the art out. And you saw the video, so I cut, but we spoke. There was a lot that was in there. In fact, I have a clip that I'm going to post that you guys are going to love. Oh my God! Just off the cuff, Oscar started talking about Rocky and his connection to Rocky.
Oh my God!
The way do you see this? It is gold. It is pure gold. So
that's amazing.
I will be posting that one. And I know I don't have 5 represented here, but that's because he didn't fight in the ring.
Sure, the name of the magazine.
Right, because I'm catching some heat from people for that, but there was no fight,
Right.
I have been toying with ideas for that with Tommy and Rocky as a trainer. So I got some things I'm noodling here to add 5 into it.
You may or may not know is we just had Trisha Morrison on.
Yeah.
And you did a picture of a painting for her of Tommy from Rocky 5, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's how I met her. She right when I first started.
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead. No,
go ahead, John.
Okay, yeah. So when I started Icons in Art, she reached out to me. I didn't know her at the time. Yeah, there it is. And she just asked me if I would paint him for her. I only did it for her. But then we got to know each other. She's a wonderful lady. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We should all have wives who fight for us like that woman does. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Never stops, right?
No.
Never stops. Oh my God. So she's fantastic. I love her. So she, of course, was one of the first ones to reach out to me and go like, well, where's, Tom? I'm like, I just want to get the ring fights since it's Ring Magazine. That's what I was trying to do, but I'll get there.
Okay.
Well, it was a prop magazine that was in Rocky 5 that they used for the Ring magazine. But like you said, maybe, he's in the corner. Rocky's there with him as the trainer. Yeah, I'm sure you'll come up with something amazing. So she'll be happy with it.
Yeah. And, Oscar has every magazine that was ever published. He has every single one of them.
Oh, my God.
So what I told him, what I suggested to him was, what would be cool is if you went and got the November 75 issue and you reprinted it with this cover.
Oh, my God.
And then put an article inside, a fantasy article that they would have written about Rocky being chosen, right? I mean, who in the Rockyverse wouldn't buy that?
Well, I was going to ask you that question. Was there any plans or designs of making a replica magazine?
That was the idea that I had, that if he could get these January of 76, get those actual ones, so we could also read what was really happening. Which I think is cool for all of us because we're all into boxing also.
Yeah.
So add in these cover stories inside the magazine of Rocky and just do a small limited run of them,
Yeah, sign me up.
So cool.
Tony, me and Tony were like 1 and 2.
I know.
So I'm gonna remind him of, because it was fight day, because after the press conference, then the fight was 2 days later on the 20th of April. So he had me at the Barclays Center where the fight was and set up a whole art gallery for me.
Okay.
VIPs where they were coming in. So it was really, I was there all day. It was a great event for me.
Amazing. Now,
he had a lot of fighters there too. Roy Jones Jr. was there.
Yep.
Holyfield, and those guys were all there, so it was great.
Nice.
So a question for you is, so I volunteer. I work at the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota.
Yep.
And I was just wondering, have they picked up on this and reached out to you by any chance?
No, I don't think they know about it. It's so fresh, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, John, that I have a meeting next Saturday because I work security there for the induction days.
Yeah.
That whole week I work security there, and I will be seeing Ed Brophy, who is in charge of he is like the man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring this to his attention because I definitely know it needs to be seen by them.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, it's very, very smart, Rick. I hadn't even thought of
like
that.
you said, I mean, this is all fresh. This is new. This only happened a week ago.
Yeah,
right. This is the granddaddy of all the boxing. There's like 5 or 6 boxing Hall of Fames across the country, but the one in Canastota is the granddaddy of them. That the boxers want to, this is like, this is the one,
right?
And actually, Tricia Morrison was talking about it last show.
And to that point, what I did here with these was really kind of bring Rocky out into a new place that he hadn't really been in yet, to really expanding the universe. Because what I was telling Sly is I'm always trying to add to the legacy, right?
Sure.
The legacy of Rocky. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? That's the whole point of it. But not only add to it, in this case, reimagine it. Reimagine the legacy a little bit, like by asking that question. Well, because everything's been done. Everybody's made T-shirts or this or that, and boom, right? But okay, so has anybody asked the question, what if he were real, right? Where would he show up? What would be happening, right? So that's a whole new, multiverse to pull him into. So yeah, Rick, like that's why that place would be interested, because it's something new,
right?
Really tied it into the world of boxing, the real world of boxing. And
absolutely,
you got the guy who owns this thing, who's endorsed it and in it, in it 100%.
And I do believe Oscar was at the ceremony the last couple of years. As Oscar De La Hoya was at the ceremony, and Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather. We had Layla Ali. I mean, there were so many, but these are big name people who will definitely appreciate this.
Yeah.
These words will be coming out of my mouth next Saturday.
Right.
So if your ears are ringing,
I appreciate
like
it.
you said, I mean, the facts are, first of all, to bring it out to the real boxing advocate, the real boxing fans. It's addressing that fan base. And let's face facts. Everybody that's a boxing fan knows of, appreciates, and has seen Rocky.
Sure.
Even professional boxers. I mean, they have their
almost every one of them. Every one of them is like, well, he's the reason I went into boxing. I watched the stuff before the fight. Even Roy Jones Jr. was telling me that story when I was talking to him. It's like, oh, please tell Sly, he inspired me and all this stuff. I'm like, it's amazing.
Oh, jeez.
That the actual athletes in the field look to this for their inspiration, right? It's incredible what he created. Like we always talk about, but what he created is once in a
generation.
A millennium.
It's like,
never be done again.
No. And like you said, the other take of it, I mean, you're amazing with that anyway, John. I mean, I'm not sitting here telling anybody that follows you that doesn't know this. You give us the different angles of things like I Shall Rise and all these other different paintings that give us a different angle of the film. And this is exactly that, a different angle of the film.
Right. It's reimagined. Like I said a little while, I'm trying to reimagine Rocky so that I can really, really add to the legacy. Yeah.
This one right here. Alone in the Ring.
Yeah. I told you, I think I told you when Sly told me, he looked at that and he said, if you were around in 76, that would have been the poster for the movie.
Really? Oh, wow. Yeah. That's
jeez.
Yeah. So that would have been the poster.
Let's face it. I mean, if you watch the film and you know the film, that scene sums up the film.
It's the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Right? his next scene with Adrian in bed, he verbalizes it.
He explained it exactly.
But that's the whole movie. That and the following scene. That's the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been amazing to have Sly tell you that with that poster.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes he drops these little bombs on me that you're just like, stunned. You're stunned. You just
this brainchild of yours that you've created is nothing less than magnificent.
Oh, thank you.
You know, if these are going to go to T-shirts eventually and stuff like that, because
it's going to go somewhere, whether it's with the shop or with Oscar directly, but somewhere it's going to fall.
I'm still waiting for on Tony's wall above his shoulder. The Italian, I'm waiting. I've been checking the site every day.
It's going to happen. I've seen the
Well, yeah, that one they promoted.
Yeah,
they promoted that one. They said that it was coming.
They have the samples of it already. I also saw the hats of that. Yeah.
Oh, no one told me.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's such a cool piece. It's so simple.
I have daughters in college, John. Come on.
Yeah, me too. I know.
Can you just adopt us?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Hats.
I need some help in the studio, so you can help out and just
I'll sweep.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a carpenter. Goodness. I can build you anything you want.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
No, just gorgeous stuff. I mean, we love it, but you're killing us.
In a good way.
There's only so much wall space. I'm like I said, there's another thing that I'm working on that I can't.
Oh boy.
Yet. So no, but it'll make your life easier.
Okay.
Okay. It'll make.
Well, if that just requires me moving in with you, then that's good.
So
I'll bring all my stuff and add it to yours.
Yeah. As soon as I can announce that one, I'll let you go. You'll be the first one I call to make that big announcement.
Oh my God. Yeah, but like we said, at first I was like, I don't know. I don't have much wall space. But now you said they're coming in a 16 by 20, you said?
18 by 24.
18 by 24.
These aren't that big. I mean,
I can do that. I can do that.
These aren't that big. And I've got a lot. Look, I've got probably close to 20 new paintings that I'm sitting on because I don't release them all. I like to stagger it, but there's a lot. Sure. But I also did something else very cool in this kind of a vein where I go back to 1948 for. So I got something else coming that's based in 1948 for Rocky. Yeah.
Rocky?
Marciano?
For Rocky. Yeah. I got something else.
Marciano, yeah.
So it's a tease, but when I release, I'll come back and we'll look at this together.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
You got to reimagine, there's only so many.
You're doing it. You're doing it. Damn.
Yeah. I hope I don't run out of ideas.
I don't think that's going to be possible.
No, it's not. And what's amazing about it is that I love what he's doing for the future of Rocky. I mean, guys like our age, obviously we're going to take it with us, maybe even a little bit younger, maybe even our children a little bit as a whole. But to introduce a generation to Rocky or the boxing fans to Rocky, it's wonderful, man. It really is, John. And as a Rocky fan, my whole life since I was 10 years old, it's amazing that this is generational. It really is. Not only is the film generational and going to continue on, but you're going to make it where they want to watch the film and they want to see the film.
Yeah, I hope so. That's kind of the reason I do this, is to just really keep it alive how I can, the way I can, which is through art, Yeah. So, and there's also another way I keep it alive, which is another thing that I'll drop on you guys once I can, but there's something else going on. Me and Robert Bruzio, who I know you know really well.
Yeah.
So we have something else going on that we'll talk about at some point.
Oh my God.
Well, all you have to do is text me, hey, can I come on next week? And you're in. I mean, so
yeah,
we always love the bombshell that you seem to drop on us.
And you were saying about how everybody's, our age and whatnot, inspired by. I went to the Yankee game last night.
Okay.
And I was hanging out in the suite, and I was with Dwight Gooden. You remember Doc Gooden?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was hanging with him.
He was just given a
Yeah, his number was retired. Last
number was retired. Yeah.
I was hanging out with him last night at Yankee Stadium. The biggest Rocky fan.
Oh, get out!
Seriously?
He filmed himself talking about it for me to give to Sly.
Get out of here!
Just to show, like, all these guys, like, who isn't affected by that character, right?
I know.
Isn't it just
It's amazing when you hear something like that. I mean, I remember in 1986, I was 20 years old. Mets won the World Series. Dwight Gooden was the greatest pitcher on the planet.
Yep.
I mean, and like I said, and I'm a Mets fan. I mean, I was loving it. To hear that in 86 now, you got to remember, all 4 were released already.
Yeah.
I mean, so for him to come up at 19 years old and say, I'm a huge Rocky fan, my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of he and I together.
If you want
if you want to insert it in this, when you show. But yeah, he was just going on and on about Rocky. I was like,
man.
It really is amazing.
You don't correlate that stuff. You're looking at professional athletes, and you have it. Now you have, all right, in the 3 of our minds, I'm going to just say this, that Rocky's real, but a fictitious character that these people, a professional athlete, is looking up to. It's surreal. Talking about blurring the lines.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And I think he's real to a lot of people. We just kind of figure we're just watching, tape of an actual fight, not a movie.
We've said before, like when you're in Philadelphia, you go to Philadelphia, you kind of expect them to come walking around the corner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not unrealistic to feel that way.
Yeah, right. The real one.
The real Rocky, you expect him to come walking around the corner.
Well, also too, like Rick, like you have said 100 times. I mean, when we were there on Rocky Day and we were there before, they're not yelling Sly. They're not yelling Mr. Stallone.
No.
They're yelling Rocky. It's
to them, that is Rocky.
He is Rocky.
Yeah. To them, it's Rocky.
And he's grown to accept that. I mean, beautiful. It's just amazing. It really is.
It's an incredible life he has led.
Unbelievable.
And he gave this gift to everyone. And it is a gift. It is a gift.
Well, it is. And Rick and I have said it before on the show, on how superheroes are generational. They're immortal. They're around forever. And the superheroes don't have to have capes and masks. And in our lives and in a lot of lives, Rocky is a superhero. I mean, he'll be around forever.
Sure. Yeah. That's right.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
John, I can't wait to have you back on for all your other surprises now. I mean, you dropped like 3 of them. I can't even keep track.
Yeah. That's why I'm a tired man.
So are you bundling all these 4? There's 4
there's 6 of them. There's 6 of them.
6 of them, okay.
Yeah, I bundled them together.
Okay.
Right there it is. Or you can get them individually, but I just saw it as a set, like everybody would want the set,
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
you can't buy
those.
Put
that up again, Tony. That's gorgeous. I gotta see that one more time.
You can't buy those. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I had to have all 6 of them.
Yeah, and Rick, I intentionally did these in a way that I can make them super affordable. I mean, they're only $25.
No, exactly.
I mean, what's to think about? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm going to order it when we get out there.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? I didn't want it to be super expensive and stuff, so I wanted people to get that set because I hate breaking it up. I really want it all together.
They're not sold out yet, are they?
Are they sold out? No. Nope.
Okay, good.
Not sold out. Nope.
Still have. I'll be ordering mine right after we get done.
Well, like I said, I wasn't taking any chances. I was texting them before I even finished reading the article. I was like, I have to have these, and I actually didn't even know that they could be broken up at the time. But there was no way I was breaking them up. And you have to have
those are just these. A thing of beauty.
Definitely a thing of beauty. There you go.
Deb, they're going in the dining room. Sorry, hon.
It has to be that way. I'm fine with that.
They're gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, John, like I said, we know you got a ton going on, and we would have understood if you couldn't come on right away. But thank you so much for giving us that opportunity to come on and talk about this.
Oh, I appreciate you having me. Yeah, back to work on the Stallone Shop stuff. A lot of stuff happening there too. I got to get to work on.
Oh, geez,
you're a busy guy.
I'm telling you guys, wait till you see that action figure in the leather. When you see that in person, that thing is insane. It is so insane. It's so good.
It's so real looking.
Yeah.
We were talking about the action figures of old, like behind us here.
Yeah.
The Jax figures and the Nego figures and whatnot. They all kind of had almost the same facial features.
Yeah.
These are just, they're so realistic.
No, it's another level. And I know that Blitzway just came out with the statue and stuff, which is cool. I would have fixed that face. There's things on there that aren't right, but
exactly.
It's okay. That's not my thing. But look, they're clearly watching the shop. All these people are watching the shop because we announced that figure with the ball and everything else a while ago.
Yeah.
People are watching it. We're doing the statue of the final punch of Rocky 3. Now other people are starting to hint that they're doing it. They're just watching us, because we're in front of it. But
so wait a minute. Now Blitzway's coming out with another figure?
Yeah, they did last week.
Oh, yeah.
They did a Rocky 1, which almost looks like the Rocky 2 figure that they made, but they changed
almost exact. I think they just changed the shorts.
I know it's kind of odd, but I don't know. People say it's different. I don't see it. But I would, and the accessories look great. The hat and the shoes, all that stuff looks really, really good. But the face, that's what I look at. So I would have fixed that.
Yeah.
There's some things there that aren't 100% accurate.
Sure. Sure. No, I missed out on I missed out on all that stuff. Yeah. The only Blitzway that I knew of was Rocky and Buckus.
Well, this one has Buckus too. So that's what I'm saying. It's almost as if they took the same thing, but just put them in the leather jacket and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rather than the tiger jacket?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. So that's all that stuff. So I don't know.
Well, if you're going to, spend, good money on something, I would want it to come from, where you had his actual face, you want it to be authentic,
Right.
Yeah. I feel like they thought they maybe were feeling pressure that we were coming out with this stuff. And since they already had that figure molded, I feel like they rushed that one, like put those Rocky 1 clothes on him and get it out
the clothes. Yeah.
Just tomorrow kind of a thing. That's just me as a guy who works in this business. And I've seen it a million times. We were on that side of things, not the shop when I was in other companies, beating people to market to get a shortcut. So that's what it feels like to me.
Okay.
We'll say.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, like we said, John, we appreciate you coming on. We're definitely looking forward to hearing some more what's up and coming.
Yeah.
As soon as we see some things or message us and you're on the next show and we'll talk about them. And, we're always welcome to promoting whatever you have coming out because we know it's quality work. So we appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. Always love chatting with you guys.
Anytime.
All right, John, we appreciate it, my friend. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys soon.
Take care. Beautiful job.
Oh my goodness. He's gonna put me in the poorhouse.
Tony, we're gonna have to move in together and pool our money.
Where am I pool the money? I just need the room. I don't have any more room.
Oh, we just buy one big house and have lots of wall space.
Well, it's funny because when he reminded us that he dropped something that, hey, I got some more coming out. I was like, okay, cool, whatever, because obviously somebody like that always has something coming out.
Sure.
But my goodness, man, I can't wait to, and now he just said 2 or 3 more things that he's got coming.
Well, this title thing or ring, I'm going with title, ring. This is nothing less than iconic,
No, it's amazing.
Just iconic the way that he has just captured it all with the ring logo and just it's so authentic looking. You almost
like you said, it looks like these are real magazine covers right here. That's Mike Tyson, there's Rocky Marciano, and then here's it's the same thing.
Yeah, I would be like, where do I get that magazine?
Unbelievable. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm going to be ordering that.
Yeah, can't wait to get them. They should be here this week, actually. They should be here, I'm assuming. Anyway.
Okay. Good
stuff. Always good having him on. And like he said, now that he's the official artist for the Ring magazine, that opens up a whole new bunch of exciting stuff.
Well, like I said, and you know, I don't say it lightly. Is when I go to my meeting next Saturday, at the Boxing Hall of Fame, I will be speaking, and I will bring it
Yeah,
up.
you know, take the, I mean, I'll text you these pictures individually, so you can say, hey, look what these guys have. He has. I mean, could we maybe put them up in the lobby, or I don't know what he wants to do with them.
Give him an invitation to come up to the hall.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I mean, it
Have
all goes hand in
have his
hand.
artwork displayed in the lobby or something. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
stuff. Well, you have a little announcement to make, don't you?
I do. I wanted to wish, first of all, a happy birthday to my daughter Ashley, who turned 27.
27.
On the 25th, the same day as Talia Shires.
27.
Yo, Adrian!
Yeah. Yo, Ashley.
Yo, Ashley!
Good stuff, man. 27 years old. My goodness.
Yeah.
Time just flies by.
You remember being 27?
I do. Actually, I met Gina, my wife, at 27.
No kidding.
Yeah. That was 31 years ago.
Was that not like a different lifetime?
It is. It is. Well, that's just like when we talk about Rocky, and they sit here and I'm like, I was 10 years old, I was 20 years old. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
What world is that? Oh my God.
Yeah. It's
anyway,
crazy.
Everybody, you saw John's paintings. Go over to his website, iconsinart.com. Check out. I mean, he said you can buy them individually, although I think you'd be a fool to do that. That's just me. I mean, I know not everybody is, can afford it maybe, and maybe you just want one, and I respect that and understand that. But to have that set right there, that's pretty remarkable.
That is, yeah.
So.
Yeah. I will be doing some reconfiguring down here.
Exactly.
I don't think she's going to let me hang him in the dining room.
Yeah, well, do what you're going to do, right?
That's okay. I'll be in the doghouse a little bit longer.
All righty, my brother. Well, I appreciate it again. Another good week.
Yes.
Another exciting episode to throw out at everybody. Hope everybody appreciates John's art, and I hope everybody appreciates John's stuff to do the show for us. Because I mean, obviously, as you could see, he's an extremely busy man. And when we messaged him to come on, he didn't even hesitate. He just said yes and asked if we could do it in like 2 days. So thank you very much, John, for that. We really appreciate your loyalty to Round 14, and we'll always be here for you. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely for taking the time out, coming on, sharing your brilliant artwork.
Oh, man.
Just, oh, God.
I can't wait to get it.
And
I do like the idea of what he was saying about rotating. I didn't think of that. I mean, I can
never have.
Rotate this one out, rotate that one out, put some stuff there. Who knows?
Yeah. So, John, Tony and I's our adoption papers will be filled out shortly and will be being mailed to you. I can build stuff. I know Tony can build stuff. We'll do whatever we need.
Sweep, clean, whatever. We'll be there.
Yeah,
sounds good.
We're your guy.
All righty, my friend. Yeah, message him. Get those before they disappear.
Yeah, I'm on that right now.
All right, brother. Good episode. I'll see you next week.
Take care, buddy.
All right, man. We'll see you.